Good evening. That was some Mussorgsky, Night on Bald Mountain. I listen to classical music quite a bit actually. And I felt, as I was getting ready tonight, I heard that piece of music and I thought to myself, that piece of music. Good evening, Brett. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm very sorry that I'm late tonight. I need to be more punctual. But I felt that that piece of music, I don't know if you can still hear it in the background, was a perfect intro for tonight's reading. A perfect intro. We are dealing with some devilry. Yes. I would say. Good evening, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. I'm playing a bit of Mussorgsky tonight, as I feel that it perfectly sums up the situation. So I felt to myself, right, tonight there will be all my summations tonight, all my conclusions tonight will very much be allegedly. I mean, my conclusions generally are allegedly anyway, although the material those conclusions are based on, as in my sources of information, are not. So I will look at mainstream media and I will do research and things like that, as I have done for tonight. I do hope that if there are any things that are unclear for those who are going to be watching on the replay, that you look in the description box, you will see what do they call them? You know, the thingies you click on to get you to the address of, you know. Anyway, basically, there'll be links in the description to newspaper articles that you can find online. So if you want to find out additional information on any of the topics I'm discussing, especially tonight, please feel free. But I will be availing you of some of the information anyway. So if you want a deeper look, feel free. There are links. If whatever I tell you is enough, then that's fine too. Right, now, tonight we're going to be looking at the Russia report, but while I talk about that, I'm going to draw some cards because I don't want to be on here for more than an hour. I'm trying to get my readings down to about an hour, even for a topic as tasty as this one. So I'm going to draw energy cards. What was the energy around the concealing or the hiding of the Russia report? What was the energy around its concealment? That one. And let's see. What was the energy around the concealment? What was the energy around the concealment? So we're looking at that. All right. Oh, yes. I am going to turn it down. I am going to definitely turn down the music. I think I've made my point with how yes, I think I've made my point. Thank you very much for that, Brett. I think I made my point with tonight's show. So, oh yes, yes. I want these ones here. Tonight, I am using my usual archetype cards to have a look at the energy around said report. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at the energy around said report. I'm going to use my oracle cards. I think I might use them during the reading. I just saw a card that was just sticking out and it just made me laugh. Okay, so the question I'm going to ask tonight, there's so many questions to ask. The question I posed in the description was, is the reason why okay, the desire to leave the European Court of Human Rights, was that a deciding factor in trying to conceal the Russia report for so long and not publishing it? Or was it more to do with them wanting to cover up Russian interference in the UK's democracy because they felt that it would hurt Boris? Let's have a look. Or, I mean, I could just ask the general question as to why. Why was it concealed for so long? Okay, all right, I've got it now. Spirit. Why was the Russia report concealed for so long? And will the MPs taking the government to court over the findings, will this blow up in Rishi's face? I know there's two different questions, but they are linked. So, Spirit, I ask you tonight, will you please show me the cards in a way that will assist me in answering both those questions? Yeah. Will you please? I'm going to take that one. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to take that one. Is talking to me. I'm going to take that one too. Okay, so let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. Right, I want that one. And I want that one. And I'm just going to shuffle and pick. Shuffle and pick. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to shuffle and pick. And as soon as a card makes itself, let's see if I get any jumpers, that might help. I've got the heating on today, which is why I'm not wearing a jumper. Haha. Okay. I'm really crap when it comes to shuffling these cards. Not very good at it. Oops, there's a jumper. Oh, there's two. My. Okay, let's see how many cards have I got. How many cards have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more cards. 2 more cards. 2 more cards. Okay. What reason? Okay. Reasons for it being concealed, and is this about to blow up in Rishi's face? Reasons for it being concealed, and will it blow up in Rishi's face? That card there. 1 more card. Is this the card? No. Is this the card? Oops. Is this the card? 1 more card. 1 more card. I'm going to go for that one. Right. Let's look, see. Okay. Right. These cards are often very helpful too. I think I might take those as outcomes though. Righty ho, let's have a look. Oh. First card I have, energy. The energy as to why the Russia report was concealed for so long. First card I have here is priest. You see that? Priest. The light attribute here is it facilitates spiritual commitments and serves as a channel of spiritual energy. The shadow attribute is violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. I think that's the shadow here. Violating the trust of your community, seduced by your own power. That's how I'm going to read that one. Second card up, bully. Bully is the second card up. Light attributes highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. I think I'm seeing a theme here. And the final card here, Samaritan. 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 Okay. Refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Well, that's interesting. The shadow attribute is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. Look at this card. There's two acrobats here. They both rely on each other in order to move forward. Okay. I asked for what the energy was around in concealing it. The energy was, we have it. Oh, yes, 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 we have it. Oh, yes, 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 it's supposed to be released. Oh, yes, 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 we'll release it. We're not going to release it. Oh, yes, 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 we'll release it. We're not going to release it. It was talking out two sides of your face. On one hand, oh, yes, we're doing this for the nation. You're doing it for yourself. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This, is it really that important? I want to hold on to power. That's number one. Why? Look at this face. Oh, look at this face. Look at the face. Look at the face. Who does this remind you of? Who does this remind you of? Blowing hard. Yeah. Deep fears. There was bullying. I mean, there's bullying going on with between the civil servants and the ministers anyway. It's almost like an epidemic of it. But there was bullying going on, and there were threats, and there was verbal sparring going on, and it was all about their fear of not holding on to power. The Russia report was supposed to come out before the elections in 2019. It was supposed to have come out before then. It was put on hold before the election. The Russia report was about, I mean, there were a number of factors which I'm going to read to you right now. I think it's important that I get into that because if you don't already know, yes, Putin. Yes, Brett Putin. If you don't already know, then I'm going to have to let you know. I think the best one I'm going to look at is the one from Byline Times. Right, Byline Times, Byline Times, Byline Times. Nope. Byline Times, not Politico. Oh, flipping heck. Right, okay. Okay. Right. This one. 23rd of, when is that one? Right. There was one from the 19th, but I'll go with the one from the 23rd. Okay. Let's have a look, see. Right, because it really brought up everything. Everything was there. 19, nope. Right, okay, I'm going to have a look at this one. No, I don't know, it's really bloody annoying. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Russia report. Just finding it now. Okay. Right. Okay. Set. Nope. 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 Anyway, basically, Byline Times did a really great piece on this. They did a really great piece on it, and it really broke down everything, and it's the one that's in the feed. Oh, flipping thing. Yeah, it's the one in the feed. They did a really great way of bringing the whole thing down. Right, let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna try one more time and see if I can find it. It should be dated 2023. Archives, yes. Okay. Steele dossier, negotiated end. Nope. January 2023. 19th. Nope. Landmark ruling. Here we go. This is the one, I think. This is the one. Here we go. This is the one. This is the one that I put in the description. Now, it says here. Now, to break it down so you really understand what we're getting over it. Okay. For whatever reason, Boris Johnson succeeded in delaying the publication of the Russia report in the run-up to the 2019 general election, when, against Johnson's wishes, it was finally published in July 2020. The report also contained the staggering admission that there had been no official investigation into the potential damage done to our democracy by what was by then clearly a hostile foreign power. Okay? Now, apparently, it looked like, right, okay, Johnson's apathy over our democratic national security was not new. Whilst Foreign Secretary in 2017, Johnson claimed there was not a sausage of evidence of Putin meddling in Brexit, despite his nominal role overseeing GCHQ at the time, which had been working with the FBI's special counsel Robert Mueller on precisely that. The Mueller report also has a part to play in this. It's all connected. Mueller had named Maltese professor Joseph Mifsud as a Russian agent in London. Okay? We do not know. There's a number of Russian agents in London, some of whom it would appear Boris had some, well, okay, there's a number of people who are alleged to be Russian agents. They're alleged to be Russian agents. They're oligarchs and businessmen that do have ties to Putin. And some of them, Boris Johnson has come into contact with. Now, that contact, I'm not saying that there's anything nefarious in those contacts. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there were people that he socialized with who, at least one of them, I'm thinking of Evgeny Lebedev, Lord Lebedev, because Boris made sure Evgeny was made a lord. And it just so happens that Evgeny's daddy is an ex-KGB agent. He used to work for the KGB. But you know what they say about KGB agents? Once you're in, you're always in. I mean, I know none of these people. I've never met any of them. I do not socialize in those circles. I mean, I'm barely socialized as it is, but I do not socialize in those circles. I was not present when people were drinking wine or having a little sip of whiskey, perhaps smoking a cigar. I was not in the room at the time when these meetings were taking place. Oh, Boris, so lovely to meet. Oh, Evgeny, lovely to see you. It's been a while. Oh, yeah, that party at your mansion in Italy. It was wild. I wasn't there, so I don't know anything. I wasn't present. However, we do not know who these businessmen are alleged to be, but Sarah Vine, then wife of Michael Gove, wrote that Johnson agreed to join the Vote Leave campaign at a dinner with Evgeny Lebedev, who just so happens to also own the Independent newspaper and the Evening Standard newspaper. So the media got on board with Brexit. Evgeny was controversially elevated to the House of Lords by Johnson in 2020 as Baron of Hampton in Richmond upon Thames and Siberia in the Russian Federation. I didn't know we could make people barons of Siberia, or I don't know, Paris, or I don't know, let's see, give me another country, Milan. I didn't know we could go around making people barons of places that weren't in the UK. That's new. You see, you learn something new every day. His father, Alexander, a former senior KGB officer, left his security, is alleged to have been present when, as Foreign Secretary, Johnson left his security detail behind to travel to Lebedev's Umbrian villa following a NATO briefing on the attempted murder of defector Sergei Skripal by Russian military intelligence using the Novichok nerve agent in Salisbury. So this happened in 2017, I believe. I think it was 2017. That's when we had the attack. Johnson denies any official matters were discussed, but Paul Caruana Galizia has reported for Tortoise, that's the name of some newspaper, that Johnson was offered a back channel to the Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov. Oh my goodness. You know what, people? I think I'm going to have to stop reading about Johnson and that particular situation because it's getting a little bit too spicy for me. I like things hot, but I don't want to get burnt. Okay, now in regards to the European Convention on Human Rights, it's often falsely associated with the European Union. It's the European Convention, and it was set up in the aftermath of World War II to enshrine human rights across the continent with the support of politicians including Winston Churchill, Francois Mitterrand, and Konrad Adenauer. I think he's German. Article 3 of Protocol 1 of the Convention requires regular, free, secret ballot elections that ensure the free expression of the opinion of the people. And claimants say this imposes obligations on states to ensure the integrity of their electoral processes, including a duty to investigate possible interference by a foreign hostile state. So, what has happened is some sitting MPs have taken the government to the European Convention on Human Rights Court. Sitting MPs, and this is the first time it's ever happened. They've taken the government to court in Strasbourg on grounds of national security. According to one MP, Caroline Lucas, the future of democracy is on trial. She points out that 2.5 years since the Russia report, the British government continually turned a blind eye to its jaw-dropping findings. With a general election on the horizon, and with Russia's war on Ukraine showing no signs of ending, the stakes have never been higher. According to another MP, this constitutes a very serious breach of its obligations to the British people. He's talking about the government. A number of us have been warning about Putin's real intent for more than 10 years. So the long-term strategy has been to destabilize and divide Western democracies, and nothing that's happened in recent British history has done more to destabilize Europe and Britain's relationship with it than Brexit. However, this legal case is not an attempt to reverse Brexit. This is about something more important than that, protecting the integrity of our politics and our democratic system and our electoral processes from Russia and other hostile state actors. So, I'm sorry I had to read for so long, but if you did not pick it up in the description of this video, now you've got more of an idea of what I'm reading on and what I'm talking about. Yes, a global conspiracy. That's why it was also important for Mueller's report to come out in the US. Because where my government had not investigated to see, find evidence and find out if there had been Russian interference in our elections, Mueller had. And his findings also included evidence to show that Russia had interfered not in the UK elections. That's why it was so important. So, time for the reading to continue, but commence in full. First card I have is the wish card. Somebody wished to conceal the report. They got what they wanted. Somebody financially backed the concealing of the report. And no doubt financially backed the outcomes of certain elections. Allegedly. Everything here is allegedly because I do not mix in those social circles. I have never met any of the players as far as I am aware. I know nothing, but Spirit is kind of trying to tell me something. I just read the cards and I get little nudges and they tell me stuff. Ooh, that's all. Ooh, news. Pages are information cards. News. News. I am terrible when it comes to reading certain, maybe not terrible. My memory is like water. Actually, my brain is like a basket and my memory is like water. I forget. Okay. Let me just double check. Because it is news, but it is not any other kind of news. It's a special kind of news. What kind of news is it again? I'm terrible. There's something about the page of wands. The page of wands. Yeah, oh, bad news. Oh, well, I mean, I didn't really need to check that out, did I? Yes, bad news, upsetting news, rash communication, a letter of rejection, the dismissal. Yeah, the dismissal. Okay. The foundation. So we have the wish that was granted, crossed by the man who I would say funded it. And yeah. Machiavelli. Yeah. The desire crossed by the Machiavellian money man. And the news was sour. Now, it was a terrible news. Yes. I asked why. Because the news it contained was damaging, bad, and upsetting. In the past, you had this guy, and the guy was in charge and in control. He was in charge and in control. Yeah, he was leading, he was in charge and in control in the past. and devious. Yeah. I wonder if you can guess who this is. If this is Putin, then who do you think this one is? Budget. Spirit. Spirit directed me to pull the cards. I pulled them face down. I did not select this card. It just came up. Okay? I did not select this card knowing that it was this card. I selected this card. It was face down and it looked like all the other cards. And yet, this is the card that crowns the reading. You don't need me to explain it, do you? Fighting. The immediate future, there's a battle. There's a battle. And there's different factions. And the factions are fighting. And they're fighting each other to see who can come out on top. I asked not only why it was withheld, I also asked if it had anything to do with the ECHR, the European Convention on Human Rights. That's a feature here because we're talking about democracy. I also wondered, is this going to blow up in Rishi's face and how will it affect him? In the immediate future, the government will be affected. Absolutely. More so by the fact that sitting MPs have gone to the government and they have gone to the ECHR and taken them to the Strasbourg court to defend UK democracy. Why? Nostalgia, a desire for the past. The past for who? The past for whom? The past for Putin? A time when the Soviet Union was a nation to be feared? Is it? I don't know. Let's continue pulling cards. The environment is one of temperance. The environment is one of caution. Caution, caution, caution. I think that, and I feel free to change my mind, I think that the government are going to be very careful when they're trying to defend themselves. I think that there's going to be a lot of hitting of the books. I think Do I see another investigation? Do I see another investigation? Because Sam is hitting those books hard, as you said, Brett. Temperance, balance, caution, discernment. Do I see another investigation? Let me check. Just want to be absolutely spot on. Temperance, 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 temperance. Which one's temperance again? Oh, yes, it's 14. 14. 14. Moderation, restraint, prudence, balanced view. This is the court. This is the court. But descent of spirit into matter. No, no, no. Equilibrium, composure. Yes, yes. A reevaluate. A reevaluation. A reevaluation. Yes. The environment is one of a reevaluation. The fight's happening in the courts, but it's also happening within the media. A re-evaluation. Ministers have been saying for the longest time they want to pull out of the ECHR. They've been saying that for the longest time. I think we're about to see a re-evaluation of them looking at the situation, because this is incredibly embarrassing that you have sitting MPs taking the government to court because they are concerned that the government is eroding our democratic rights, that democracy itself is under threat. There's an offer that's going to be made. They're going to try to reach some kind of compromise. They're going to try and reach some kind of compromise to see if they can get them to drop the case. The case, though, is... yeah, the case, I don't think the case is going to be dropped. There's a spy in the camp. The case isn't going to be dropped. And it's right next to the traitor card. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Okay, let me just try and calm myself down. Yes, the royal feud to distract the public. You guys need to see these cards. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the cards. Hopefully you can. But I want you to have a look at this layout because this is no joke. All right, let me see if I can do that. I don't know. Can you see the cards? Right, can you see it? No, you don't want to look at my table. Right, you want to look at these cards. That's what you want to look at. Can you see the cards? Let me try and bring the cards in a bit closer. I don't know. I'm rubbish at this stuff, aren't I? Yep, I'm totally rubbish at it. There you go. Oops. What's going on here? Oh, bloody hell. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Okay. Let me try that again. All right. Can you see the cards? Right. Okay. Yep, you can see the cards. Okay. Right. So, as you can see, you have these 3 cards at the top. It makes sense to me to do it this way. Okay, so you have, this is the card hopes and fears, okay, of an offer, right? But this one here, the Page of Swords, is the outcome card. And this one here, this card here, is the card that crowns the reading. They're hoping that they can make an offer. So they're trying to be very careful in the way that they respond to the case, because you have here the fight, the battle, the competition. It's not really a competition. It's argy-bargy, but it's the fight. I want to say, when you look at like the 5 of Swords, which is a battle card, right? And it's often a Pyrrhic victory. It's about winning at all costs. It's abuse of power and the bully card. It's also about someone feeling like their pride's been damaged by an altercation. But the 5 of Spears is often about competition. It can be a bit much ado about nothing. It can be a tussle where people are pushing against each other, but they're not really fighting. It's like a mock battle. The thing is that when I look at this card, all these people are on the same side. So it's like they're practice fighting. Red upside down, I would say, if I was reading this card in reverse, because of the feelings I'm getting from it, this is not, even though they all appear to be on the same side, they're not. This is not a mock battle. This is a real battle. And the fact that the Temperance card is right next to it tells me that this is about the court. This is about the court and the fight for public opinion. I would say, looking at these cards, the government are hoping. Why did they do this? Because they thought that by withholding the report and not letting it blow up in their face, by not doing the investigation, that they got what they wanted. And what they wanted was also about the past and nostalgia. They want to push the baby back into the womb. I'm sorry if anybody's having horrific flashes of what that could actually look like. Um, you can't do that. It's not possible. Okay, yes. The toothpaste back in the tube. That's far more civilized. So, yeah. So they're hoping that they can make an offer or appease somebody. But it's going to blow up in their faces. It's going to blow up in their faces because there's somebody else. There's somebody else who sees the danger. There's someone else, I would say, in the government's camp who sees the danger and does believe I think this is going to blow up. Now, let's have a look and see. The world will be watching. The world will be watching. The Tower in reverse. Do I read that reversed? I don't know. The Seven of Swords, the skullduggery. The skullduggery. Covert maneuvers. A new journey. A choice. Decisions have to be made. Dark money. Someone coming forward with support, but is he a good guy? I think he is a good guy. I think he is a good guy. Stability. Stability and doing things the right way, in an ordered way. Logic. Sense. Or is she a vicious, sharp-tongued harridan? Right. I look at the cards, and the way I often look at them, I think the world will be watching. And at the same time as the world's watching, this is also, we're seeing a cycle of time. I think a cycle of time is coming to an end. But it's coming to an end because something new will be beginning. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Disaster. This is going to blow up in the government's faces. People keep on hearing about us pulling out of the ECHR. And some people are lulled into the false belief that that's perfectly okay, not recognizing, one, that they themselves are also human beings. So they'll be voting or encouraging others to limit their own rights. This is why we have the culture wars, because if we're trying to say we want to pull out of the ECHR, the culture wars are an attempt to win people over to the idea that limiting their rights, as long as it takes some rights from the people that they don't like, is okay. Whereas the reality is, yes, it takes some rights away from the people you don't like. It also takes some of your rights away. But the underlying reason for that is so they can take away democracy. Covert maneuvers. The underlying reason, skullduggery. Why do I say the world is watching? I think it made it blow up in their faces, and this is about a beginning of an end. This is an ending, but this is a beginning, and it's right underneath it. There will become someone will come forward who will try and ease the situation. A man will come forward to try and ease the situation. Disaster blowing up in the government's face. A decision being made. The lovers. The resulting decision, either a woman or the representative of order and stability. A decision needs to be made to stabilize the country when things blow up. There will be people who will come forward. The skullduggery, the covert maneuvers, the people in the shadows doing dodginess, dark money, and this one. I think it's very interesting that the last three cards I pulled are kings and queens. I think it very interesting that the king and queen come from the same suit. That tells me that there is a coming together. You know what? I think I even know who this is. I think I even know exactly who they are. I'm not a fan of his, but whatever. Keir Starmer, Angela Rayner. This woman, I don't know if it's a one person in particular or I've got a fair idea who it might be, but she needs to shut the hell up because nobody wants to listen to her crazy backside anyway. I would just put this down as the Tory party. This is going to blow up, people. This is going to blow up. This is going to blow up. Yes. Yes, exactly, Brett. This is going to blow up. Big time. This is like, there's an elephant. People like to use the phrase, there's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room. No one's talking about it. In this case, I would say the elephant is in the room. The elephant is invisible. The elephant is invisible until it does a massive shit. A huge pile of elephant doo-doo falls out of his ass. The elephant doo-doo is not invisible. The elephant's invisible, but the doo-doo is not. And all of a sudden, people are like, where did that massive pile of doo-doo come from? It stinks. I didn't need to get out of this room. I can't find the exit. What the hell is going on? And then they hear the elephant roar. Because it's a male elephant, you know. It roars in relief after having released all that poo. It was constipated. That's what this is like. That's what I see this situation as being like. Let me see if I can. Spirit, please give me some cards to clarify. Is this the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups? Are they on the same side? Are they really going to support us? Give me a card. Give me a card. I'm going to take this card. Of course they are. Okay. All right. This Queen of Cups, is it a specific person or is it the whole party? Is it a specific person or is it the whole party? Let's see. Is it a specific person or the whole party? Specific person or whole party? Specific person or whole party? Can you tell me? Do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me? Is it a specific person or the whole party? Please let me know. Please let me know. I think this is for the Queen of Cups. This is for the Queen of Cups. All right. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Is it a specific person or the whole party? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. A specific person or the whole party? I'm just going to keep on shuffling until you make a card. Issues. It's the party. Okay. All right then. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that one there. Okay. Well, all right. Well, we've come to the end of the reading. The only thing now to do is pull an outcome card. Oh, Spirit, please give us direction. Please give us direction. Things are so messed up right now. So messed up. We're going to come out of this okay? Are we going to come out of this still being a democracy? What is going to happen? Are we going to still be a democracy? Are we still going to be a democracy by the end of all this? Are we still going to be a democracy? I'm just going to pick a card. Hopefully I'll be able to just... I prefer to do that with the cards when I'm picking these cards anyway. I'm going to pick... No. No. Anyone there? One of these? Let's see. Is this the one? This one? Okay, I'm going to pick this one. Wisdom. Wisdom. Okay. Let me see. All right, let me just put these cards away. Put them to one side. Okay, the outcome card is wisdom. The surface of the sea, okay, the depths of the sea. The surface of the sea can be choppy and turbulent, but when we sink down into the depths, our surroundings are completely different. Often there is a stillness below. In other cases, the surface of the sea might be placid. Yet, down in the liquid blue are a myriad of creatures and a variety of seaweeds. A vast community of creatures is eating, mating, giving birth, and dying. What we see on the sea's surface has very little to do with what is occurring below. The sacred landscape wants you to know things are not as they seem. Look beneath the surface. For example, you might feel that you aren't making progress on a particular project, yet beneath the surface, things are happening. Or you might be going through a stormy cycle. This card is letting you know that even though the surface of your life might be a bit rocky or wobbly, in other words, the surface of your country, in a deeper place, all is well and serenity and peace are emerging. Things that may seem challenging will later be revealed to have been beneficial. What I'm getting from that card, is that on the surface, it looks like the government are getting their way and everything's going their way, and people don't seem to realize the danger that we're in. Below the surface, people are beginning to wake up. More and more people are beginning to realize the danger that we're actually in as a nation. So while it may seem like they're getting everything they want, while it may seem like the government are getting everything they want, and while it may seem that the British public are asleep, more and more people are being alerted, more and more people are realizing. More and more people are beginning to push back. And if we look at this through a spiritual lens, ultimately, in the end, their naked ambition to water down democracy may actually be beneficial in the long run, because people are waking up and they are beginning to fight back. Now, granted, people like me been awake the whole fucking time. Excuse my language. People like me have been awake for a while. And what power do I have, really? As an individual, none. But talking to other people about it, highlighting the situation, I'm not under any illusions that I've got like 1,000 YouTube subscribers right now. I'm not under any illusion that 1,000 people are going to watch this video and it's going to spread and go viral. I'm not under any illusion about that. I'm just a woman standing in wailing in the wilderness. But if I'm awake and other people are awake and we discuss these things, maybe enough people wake up and realize, and the right people recognize and start to push back, which is what we're seeing in the parliament. Maybe the media coming out, blowing this up, even if it's not the mainstream media that's doing it right now. But if more media outlets and more journalists show some bravery and some courage and are willing, really willing to put themselves out there, then yeah, ultimately I think that we can pull ourselves back from the brink. I think we can wake up and recognize, and we can take steps to try and save our democracy if enough of if enough of us realize how seriously it's under threat. So with that thought in mind, I want to say thank you very much for joining me this evening. I didn't really know what to expect from this reading, but it was quite something. And if you're watching this on the replay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hope you join me again next week, where I'll be doing the usual. I'm not sure who's up for psychic review on Monday. I like to use Monday for individuals and Friday for issues and situations. But I'm not sure who's up for psychic review on Monday. I'm not sure who I should look at. I'm not sure. What I will say is I'll put something in probably on Sunday. I'll put something up on Sunday. Thank you so much. But I look forward to seeing you on Monday, and have a wonderful weekend. And oh yes, if you'd like a personal reading, please email me at showintheends, the name of my channel, at gmail.com. And yeah, and I can let you know everything, and I'll try and make sure I put down my prices and whatever in the description box for next time. But until then, I shall see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings. Bye.